After you actually got the gunboats banned, how would that make you feel?
I would laugh so much.
Okay, everyone to spec if you want to see what I'm talking about. So we're rolling after that floor's intermission. It was wonderful. Anyways, for pushing
Triangle.
third, the most important thing is to figure out, first of all, if they're holding passively or not. If they're holding passively, we should try to get all of the ground up until the ramp for free with our scout immediately, because as soon as they spawn back up, it's going to be a problem at this corner as they spawn here. If they're holding this more aggressively, they got out with players. If they didn't get out with a whole lot of numbers and they're trying to hold more aggressively, as we talked about earlier, the first thing we should try to do is pick off the demo and make this a really quick push. If we can pick off the demo and move into the sentry, kill their sniper, do those sorts of things, then this push becomes a whole lot quicker. But do keep in mind that the sniper's probably going to be in locker room watching this angle, so send something not as important as our medic in through here first. Make sure to check your back for these random props, the only props in the map, and they're probably just for spy. And all of these little random decloak spots that they could do anywhere as we're pushing into the next point. We do have to press our advantage from the previous point. Whatever frags we have, we should try to make something off of. If we know their sniper's dead, we try to push the locker room. If we know that their heavy is dead, we can get up in their face a bit over here on this side. If we know that their soldier is dead, then we probably know that their sniper doesn't have a whole lot of protection here. But then again, we don't know exactly how this team is going to play this. We just know what we have come up with. Some teams may put their entire combo in this locker room to support their sniper to keep things off of this, and their flank would be on the cart. If they do it that sort of style, then their flank is the weak part. We should focus a lot on this side of the map, have our sniper far back to trying to snipe flank members, and have our flank and also pyro and some other combo help fight here. If we have a sort of hold where their team is like more jumbled up closer to our spawn here, then we can either, if it's flank here, try to push these people back and try to win a sniper fight with our sniper far back. Or we can try to push cart yet again and try to get their sentry down so we could leave flank members here and then wrap around them when they've got less to worry about, or more to worry about, excuse me, on the cart. Altogether, our goal is to push off whatever advantage we get based on the players that we know are dead. So sniper and demo are most important, along with engineer. Medic, of course, is a really good one, and pyro is a really good one to make sure our Uber doesn't get stuffed close anywhere. If we have to pretty much reset, they have their entire team up and they're doing the aggressive hold that we were talking about, best thing we could do is try to get a frag with our spy, or try to get some ground around the cart. If our sniper's playing far back, he can try to snipe the sentry, the engineer, the Engie's feet, or flank classes down here. Our spy can try to get a frag on anything here to make this a little bit easier to push. The easiest would probably be their soldier at the back. If we're not able to get through here, then we can immediately rotate here and try to poke on the cart a little bit. But yeah, at the end of the day, we need to kill something. And an Uber exchange here is not going to be the most favorable if their pyro is ready. If their pyro's not ready, we can try to push their demo and kill their gun quickly with this and ignore their sniper and their soldier here. But this would sacrifice our medic at the end of the Uber, so we'd have to commit to this push. If our medic follows in any bit further than here, he would probably be killed at the end of the Uber. So my recommendations are attack where it's weakest, go for something flank. We can get our spy back around through the flank route and get him all the way back to locker room if we need to, if that's the only way for him to get. He can also come up here and try to decloak on a heavy. That could be head glitching. Decloak back here for the engineer. Anything like that. Once they're doing the passive hold, our focus shifts to keeping our scout on cart till it pushes up this ramp, and when it's up the ramp, then we actually take a team fight. Ways of winning this point are getting our sniper and demo across, or just sneak pushing. If our sniper, our soldier, our demo, things are across here and we own this sight line and their sniper can't do anything about it, then we can push from here into their team and sneak a scout on the cart at the end of it. If they have their flank back here and fighting, then we can send a buffed up flank with engineer and pyro and spy with to fight this, knowing that they could die to the sight line, which is unfortunate because we can't go through this way until we cap the point. So they'd basically just be taking a fight with the flank here, trying to stay out of the sight line and sacrificing to kill their flank so that our sniper can come up here and try to peek this. Or we can even Uber straight up the hill. Uber at this corner, because there's not going to be anything really watching us if they're smart. We have our sniper back here. Make sure they're hiding back around the corner. And once they're hiding back around the corner, we can pop right here and be on them instantly. There should be like nothing harassing us here, unless their sniper's playing back here, which puts them at a really easy to kill position for our spy. Now, the biggest thing that could reject us here is their pyro. So the easiest way of ensuring this works is we get the one kill on the pyro that we need, and then we use our push to kill the sentry, and just take... We don't even have to kill the sentry initially, we could just stand in front of it so our scout can cap the cart. And there shouldn't be really anything else to contest. The furthest that our scout should need to go on the cart is from here to here. We want to constantly tap it to keep it up at this railing. And it should be easy enough if their demo is playing passively. If their demo is playing more aggressively, then our sniper should be able to take care of it from this sightline. So that's all of third. Last push, first of all, if we can sneak the card in really quick, the first thing we should do is try to trap out any kills that haven't gotten out yet. So as a demo, I'm going to be spamming like here and here, trying to keep them trapped in, and then having our scout go after it. Engineer will probably be stuck to the cart at this point because there's a whole lot of distance we have to cover and we want to get those kills quickly, so scout is probably going to be the one going after it. Otherwise, there are a whole lot of ways to push, and a lot of them are so nonsensical and strange that it doesn't seem to do anything. This window's open, which I guess is kind of cool if you like to drop out into here. But you should be owning both these paths simultaneously, really. If they own this room, then one thing you could do is come down here and spam. I mean, that's one thing I'm going to be looking to do, because it's actually pretty easy to get through this quickly. Otherwise, most likely, they're not going to be holding aggressively in here. The most aggressive they'll be is their demo out here, their combo out here, and their flank on top of the shed. If that's the case, this fight is a buff up your sniper and hope for the best sort of fight. Buff them up here, see if you can look at it. And if their sniper is looking at it and your pyro is air blasting stuff, you could send something right here and try to spam at the front of the doorway to keep them back. So, most likely this would be a split push with sniper and pyro, something else to defend over here. And your demo man walking down here and just shooting sticks straight up and spamming. That should back him off from the doorway, and once it's backed off from the doorway, your demo can walk through here, get healed up, and push back in. You can also jump a soldier right here. I mean, it's a really, really low jump, but gets the job done all the same. If they have a pyro here and he's able to reflect a lot of the spam off, then the sniper should be going for the pyro pick first. And if their sniper is here and our sniper's not able to win that fight and there's no way for everyone to stand around there spamming, then We just do Fist of Steel, heavy, something distracting over here to take their attention, and I do the same thing as we just said. Otherwise, other ideas that we can have through here is just a bunch of cart time. If we get a bunch of cart time and we're behind them, at some point they have to come out the window. If our flank is able to get through here on this side, we can pin them. And last thing, of course, is spy play. If our spy is able to get anywhere behind them in this room, then it should be pretty easy picks on things that are all looking this way. Otherwise, there's not really much else for other aggressive holds that I can see. If they try something stupid, just make sure to use the billions of doorways and pathways to your advantage. If you see someone standing at one doorway, try to get them on the other side of it. Stuff like that. Otherwise, typically, when they're going to be holding it last, you can get your sniper set up here, or even more powerful, in my opinion, is up on tracks. Get them stuck in some bad positioning. You can even Uber just from around the corner here, or you can Uber through the red room. And they're all pretty close. I prefer the red room push because it's just so close to their combo, you can immediately get spam onto them if they're back there, until they retreat to this back corner. And if the cart's far enough, then they have to commit to it or lose the game. And the whole goal of the Uber is to be in front of your scout that's trying to push the cart in. So you're trying to get a lot of ground here. Other things that are really helpful are to set up like mini sentries. Set up your heavy somewhere. I don't think you could get up to here during the Uber, but if you could, then yeah. Just get up somewhere in their faces, block your scout from being killed immediately. Keeping pyro on cart's a good way of doing that as well. So right side push would generally be Uber on demo, spam at the gun, wherever it is. Push into them and keep them back in this corner so that they can't fight the cart. If there's anything else that is retreating to this side, have someone else around the Uber try to lock this off. My initial goal is not going to be locking down spawns, it's going to be pushing them back into a corner so that our scout can sit on cart. So if I'm locking off this cart or this spawn here, it leaves my scout vulnerable to be killed. So someone else in the Uber, I'd recommend going over here. It's kind of a suicide mission, I understand, but at least it protects our scout for longer. And if you get damage there, then I can pay attention to it immediately after. And spam both sides. Otherwise, if we are pushing from this side, a couple ways you can push are number one right here. If you push right here, the good news is you don't encounter a sightline for a while. The bad news is you encounter demo spam because that window is at a very perfect position for stickies to land immediately on you all over the place here. So you can't stand here for too long. Mind you, if the sniper is standing over there on the balcony thing for some reason, the sightline opens up immediately as you walk past this, so it would have to be an early Uber if he's there for some reason. If he's not, then the sniper is probably back behind the box, back around this area somewhere, and you're not immediately spotted, so you can Uber here, land on them. Now the annoying thing about this is you have to push them to the left, or I guess that's like their left, but yeah, you're pushing them to the right, and when you're pushing them to the right, they can spam the scout that is probably hugging this side of the cart. It's unfortunate. You have to push them back further and they don't immediately hide and spawn. They don't immediately hide back around a corner on this side, and they have more sight to the point on this side. Back here it kind of gets closed off between that thing and the wall here. They have to peek more like this. Whereas out here it's really open. So if you push them on this side, they could still clear the cart if they know what their objective is. Still not good for them, and definitely if you push from this side, you can open it up for your sniper down here. Oops, I fell off the thing. But yeah, you can open it up for your sniper down here, which is one really good way of using that push. But yeah, otherwise, your scout is pretty vulnerable on this. Same sort of thing, though. Try to push them into spawn, try to push them into a corner, try to get their attention on you, and protect your scout. And last sort of push is if you go through here and immediately come up to the far left. This sort of push is kind of spawn campy. You could just like lock off the spam over here and try to get their attention. So this is really good if you've got a good flank presence that's about to bomb into their faces. So they have to pay attention to you over here and your flank on the other side. But if you lose too many people here, you do a huge distraction for not a lot of cart time. If you come in through this far side, you could lock off their spawns, start spamming into their combo, and their combo's going to turn, and they're going to look, and they're going to start spamming back. And it's really good at keeping their attention here until the cart is called, and then they can just, like, walk away from you and deal with it. The biggest thing here is distances. If this is called early by anyone, their sniper could stand in the far back here and just try to snipe you, so you have to uber early, and then you can't really kill the gun if it's too far along, and so on and so on. There's not really a super good push here, unless they have no sentry and sniper, which is not really gonna happen if they're competent. Yeah. So that's pretty much all of the pushes. You can do one through the center-ish area and hit generally everything, but you're blind on this side and you're not actually keeping anything out. Usually you have to uber early so that you don't get destroyed by a sentry or sniper. So there's not really any reason to push here unless they don't have stuff up. If they do though, if they don't have stuff up and you want to push through here, it's pretty quick. You just walk and try to spam their combo, have your scout sneak out at the end of it. I think that's all of the main pushes for this point. In general, for our next couple of scrims, expect most of our pushes to be through the right side, not the left. The left side is easily spammable.
I was gonna say left side kind of puts you exposed.
Yeah, I don't like this window here. It's really fun for defense, and it's not fun for offense.
But you also have to expose yourself crossing this, and it can get called out super early.
Yeah.
And that also
At this
requires
window,
a
it
sniper
could
to
be-
win a sniper. Else your
At
med's
this
gonna get
window, it
dropped.
could be called early too, but at least
Well,
if it's...
also, this window it puts you right next to their combo.
So yeah, that's basically all of Vigil in 2 short halves of a map review. Well, one was kind of more than a half, but whatever. Not
Like-
equal amounts of map reviewing.
I hate this map.
I'm gonna add,
It is going to be our greatest map ever.
Cascade.
Oh
Cascade was
no.
awesome.
I mean, at least that map's simple on paper because it's just COD. Like, how bad could it be?
Vigil is not even complicated. Like, it's not complicated in a way that
It's just messy.
Swiftwater is complicated. Yeah, it's just like
Ugly.
convoluted. There's a difference between complication and convolution, and that is definitely in the realm of convolution. If you have just random doorways that do random stuff, of course no one's gonna understand how to push your map.
That's why we're playing Millstone instead.
You know what? I would rather play Millstone than this map.
I have 100% success rate on Millstone, dude.
I do too.
What is this guy? Oh my god.
Actually, no. I don't, because I was on Fireplace at the time. I was just
Oh.
like...
Oh.
Yeah, we lost to B&H back in the day, didn't we?
Yeah.
I had a high success rate in all of my scrims.
B&H never loses.
Excuse me, you guys, B&H lost to me and Iron.
Die.
That was before the Glockmeister
My
was
team
here.
almost beat you in Iron, but we were all 12 and had to go to bed.
Should I...
Dude, Lorgon
should I
was
tell
literally in a
Grin?
different country.
Alright, is this over?
Yeah.